What's up, guys? Welcome back to the video. Today I have Maister and Skyjay, two of the best players in the world, and they're the best players with their characters they use, Game & Watch and incineroar, right? So I want to come in here and talk to them for a little bit about Super Smash and also, you know, and the gaming in general. I haven't said anything yet, so this is why I want to talk to y'all, see what y'all think about, you know, the topic that I want to talk about, right? So first, Meister, how did you get into Smash, right? How did you get into Smash and why Game & Watch?
Okay, so I got into Smash. Well, I played Smash since Melee, or well, at least casually, you know, not competitively. But I played it when I was a kid. My parents got me the game for Christmas, I believe, and I played Melee ever since. And then when Smash 4 came out for the Wii U, I remember my brother and I had just bought the console, and he was like playing Smash for some reason. I don't know why he was playing Smash. But he was playing Melee, and he was like, "Oh, you remember when we used to play this game?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember." And he was like, "Well, you know, the new one's coming out. Do you want to buy it?" I was like, "Yeah, all right, we can do that." And I started playing Smash Wii U, and then I started getting recommended like a lot of Smash videos on YouTube because I started looking up like videos since I got interested in playing the game.
Yeah.
Until I found like Smash tournaments there, and I was like, "Oh, there's tournaments for this," and I looked up some in Mexico City, and I just started like that.
That's when you got competitive.
Yeah.
Basically.
And for Game & Watch, well, Game & Watch I've always used since Melee as well. And back in Melee, I thought he was like a cartoon character because he's 2D and he has no
he's all wacky and
yeah. And because of the 9. The 9 is just really
oh,
cool. I love
oh my
god.
I like cheesing people, but
yeah.
Oh
I like going for it in bracket, but it never works out. It just never works out. Yeah,
that's how you got into it, and buy Game & Watch.
Yeah,
Now, Skyjay? Wait, first of all, do you love Pokemon?
Yes.
No, Skyjay, because he's using incineroar.
Who makes the Pokemon?
I was like, yeah.
No, because I was like...
I love Pokemon games.
Okay.
I'm not so into Pokemon games, like I'm not a tryhard, but I really like every Pokemon game.
Okay.
Not have plenty of them.
Yeah.
Okay. How I got into Smash?
Yeah.
First of all, it was when I was kind of a kid. I won a Wii in a school lottery, and then I just wanted like a game that is not only Wii Sports.
Oh, what the hell?
So they just bought me the Smash Brawl, and it was like I just played like Super Space Emissary every time. That was it. I did not play anything of Smash 4, and then in competitive I got into Ultimate because a friend, the boyfriend of a friend in my school, just told me like, "Hey, it's a weekly here, just in the same school. Do you want to come?" And I was like, "Okay." They actually make tournaments out of it.
Yeah.
I was just supposed to be a spectator. I just went and I was like, "Oh, okay, just 20 pesos."
Yeah.
It's like, you know, $1 or
Something like that, yeah.
So, yeah. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna play, and it was like that. I just started playing. I loved the game, and I just continued growing. And Incineroar, okay, it's actually really funny because it's not like I pick up Incineroar for Pokemon games.
Yeah.
I used to be a Zelda main, and then I just pick up Incineroar in.
Did you know that? Zelda? You got to honor with that.
Yeah, my main. my main for 2 months was Zelda, and then in randoms I just got Incineroar, and I was like, okay, this actually is a really funny character. Then they buffed the B.
Yeah.
And then I started playing him in bracket, and that was it. I was supposed to be Zelda main, Incineroar secondary, but then I started using Incineroar for everything, so...
Okay.
That's all the Incineroar stuff.
Damn. Okay, so Meister, we'll go back to you. What, like, obviously you love Game Watch, right? But what is your goal in Smash Ultimate right now?
My goal?
Yeah.
To win a major.
To win a major?
Yeah, I mean, I've done...
you've done some, but...
Yeah, no, I mean, well, technically I would consider myself that I have already won a major. Like, I would consider Combo Breaker 1, and especially 9 round Smash Bill.
Yeah.
I mean, that tournament back in the day had a lot of PGR players that had top 10 player. Well, I mean, I think Cosmos was like number 11, but I beat him twice. Like, I think 9 round Smash Bill was a major, so therefore I would say I've already won a major.
Yeah.
But I think I want to win something even bigger, you know? Like, something like, I don't know, Big House, SmashCon, Genesis, a Low Tide City, I don't know, something like that, you know?
And you think your character could...
Yeah. I mean, I think you can do it. Like like I said, I've already done everything. Like
Yeah.
I've literally beaten everyone on the PGR, even in
That's true.
Pale. So
That's true.
it's the only thing I'm missing.
I remember when we actually talked about it about Game & Watch in the beginning where we thought he sucked or whatever. Because I was using him too as my main.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I feel like there's something in this character, but I can't do it because there was a time where people were starting to get Game & Watch. You know, at first they don't know anything, but then eventually they started getting like, you know, capping you and you know not being in your area or whatever. So it became harder, and I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
First of all, he's light. I don't know how to kill. Like all these little things that I was getting frustrated. And people see Game Watch like, you know, like a high tier or whatever, but it's for me, I feel like it's a hard high tier to play as because of the same reasons. Like you know, they know the matchup's so hard that it becomes even harder than you playing a mid tier or something like that at times, you know. And then for Skyjay, what are your goals in Smash, especially with Incineroar? What are your goals?
First of all, I mean, I already did a top 8 in a major tier that it was an invitational, but I really want to do a top 8 like in an open major.
Yeah.
And at least get into top 20 in the PGR or like Orient rank. Any of them, I think I'm pretty close to it. I just need like to be a little bit more consistent on my results. And maybe on the long shot, I will say winning a major with Incineroar will be really
sick.
amazing.
So you just like, you know, proving people wrong, I'm guessing, right? Like, you know what? Like this character could do this character could do that, or whatever. A lot of people, I'm pretty sure, think, oh, how come he doesn't use a top tier or high tier? He could do way better. I don't know if you think this. I think that you won't if you use another character that's better, because I feel like when you play a character, you feel it, and then it's like you will play 10 times better if you play a top tier character, because you know what I mean. Like you'll be like, oh, I play a top tier, but I'm playing stupid or whatever. I'm not comfortable with this character that I'll play worse than with my mid tier in a sense.
Yeah, I have the same opinion. Like,
right?
Yeah, people always tell me like, hey, what you know about Smash or the way you see Smash, using a top tier or a high tier will be better for you. And I always tell them like, no, I think like it's not only the fact that I have been playing the same character for around 3-4 years. It's the fact that I think Incineroar really clicks with my playstyle. Even if he has a lot of flaws and whatever you want.
Yeah.
The same opinion. Like if I grab, I don't know, Pyramidra, Wolf, Palutena, whatever you want, I'm not gonna be playing the same way. And if I want to play those characters, I'm gonna be playing really linear. Because I really think like top players are like that. The top players of their characters are just optimal on their ways. But Incineroar is like, for me, it's really versatile in everything he can do.
That's what I was gonna say.
Even he's the slowest character in the game, he has a lot of tools.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It feels like those top tier characters feel like they have a ceiling, and there's only a little bit of you that you can put in those characters. You know what I mean?
Pyramidra, MK Leo, and
Yeah, I actually made a video of that. Yeah, like explaining that. But like for me, it was the same way when I was using Game & Watch, and I was using Game & Watch and Ike. You know, some of the best characters in the beginning of the game, whatever. And then I was using Corrin in the side because that's what I played in Smash 4. But it was so hard to get used to the Corrin now that a lot of people were telling me like, no, just give up that character, go. And there was only one friend that told me that he's the one who taught me a lot of Corrin stuff. But he was like, no, just keep that character, because like the more you learn from it, the more you get better with that character, and that character will be better for you, you know. I was like, okay, so I just kept it aside, and every time I took him out, I would lose like hard, like sometimes not even take a stock. It was that bad. And during the quarantine, I started entering tournaments every single day online. And then, you know, I was getting 0-2, 0-2, 0-2, and then 1-2, and then 2-2. Oh crap, you know what I mean? And I started getting better with my character. And now it's like you said, something that just clicks. And if I ever use Pyramidra, even though I use Corrin, like I would do worse, you know what I mean? Because the same as you feel, where I don't feel the creativeness, I guess, in those kinds of characters that are considered, you know, top tier. So now let me move on to the next subject, which is the gaming, right? So I started doing YouTube for Smash, but then I'm like, I stopped making content because I was like, well, there's only so much you could do in Smash, like, or talk about or show in Smash, you know. That's how I feel. I don't know if you do. I know you started YouTube and I've been watching, but yeah, it feels kind of like I don't want to, you know, just keep going back and just talk about the same thing sometimes. Where you know I would talk about, but I saw myself like talking to friends and like at work, we would talk about video games, just like what's coming out. Oh, have you played this game? Have you, you know what I mean? Because I play a lot of different games, not just Smash, and I passed most of them. And I was like, you know what? Let me just make, you know, just what I love, which is video games in general, not just Smash in the singular, you know. So my question to you first is, who do you have a favorite game?
Oh, that's hard.
I know it's hard, but I guess it could be one that could be nostalgic for you, I guess.
Oh, okay. In that case, I guess it's like either Mario Sunshine or Mario 64.
Mario Sunshine is
Yeah,
a good one. Oh
really
my
good.
god.
I love that game. That
A lot of people didn't like that game. Did you know that?
Mario Sunshine, yeah.
Yeah, it was like mixed controversy and
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, I've heard not a lot of people like that game. I literally can't say why.
I don't know.
Like,
I love that game too.
But yeah, it might be like some bias from me since it's probably one of my favorite video games, along with Mario 64. But I don't know, like I just love that game, you know, like
yeah,
it's so
really,
good.
I liked it. I don't know.
Yeah,
People are
I'm
crazy.
between those two. Like the GameCube just had so many good games, so these are all gonna be from the GameCube. But it's either those two, well, besides Mario 64, or Luigi's Mansion or Pikmin 1 and 2. I don't know, it's so hard to choose.
So you're a Nintendo kid.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, but only because when I was a kid, my mom didn't want to buy an Xbox for me because she was like, nah, you're not even gonna use it. And I was like, what you mean? Like, I am gonna use it. Like, what you mean? She might have been right though, because I might have just played on the Wii instead or the GameCube. So I guess she does know me pretty well, but yeah, I grew up with Nintendo, yeah.
Alright, what about you, Skyjay?
Kind of same, like one of my first video games was Crash Bandicoot on the PS2. I think it was PS2 or PS1. I think like the real one, the OGs.
Yeah.
Where you just go across some doors and then just start a level.
Yeah.
And in my Game Boy, I used to play a lot the Pokemon Blue version, where it has the Blastoise. It was not even legendaries on the cover.
Oh yeah.
It was Blastoise and Charizard. Dude, that was my first games. Like, I really love like those days where playing on my Game Boy SP.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same. I have grown with Nintendo so much. Maybe it was just this season where I played Xbox, but actually, like every time I see a console, I want to play some like Nintendo. Actually, like I really love the
Nintendo
games.
stuff. Yeah, they have really good games. So the other question I want to ask is for y'all two would be, you know, a lot of people don't think about this, right? But it's like the future of gaming. So, because I was buying before, maybe like the beginning of the year, I didn't really think of it much, but I saw a video and they opened my eyes a little bit. That I was like, I was buying digital games, right, like everyone else, whatever. And then this guy was saying that he buys only physical games. He's like a retro guy, but he also buys the new stuff and all that shit. But he likes only physical if you can, right? And he was saying that in the future, that it will be, you know, kind of like how it is with movies, where it's more digital, or you would have an app like Netflix or something like that to stream games in a sense, and then that these games, so I have some games right there that will become a relic of a time where, you know, it was physical and actually, like, I was like, well, what the fuck? Like, I wouldn't. What would you think of a era where there's no, you know, physical games? It would just be like streamed, and then all the games that you have right now, like the Switch games, especially the Switch games, because I know they go for a lot of money. That they will be like, oh look, this is what it was back then, you know, physical cartridge or whatever the case. And even now, I went to a retro convention, and there were like the GameCube games and all that were going for like 1,000 and 500 and 100. Like I see, and they were not even, some of them were not even new. You know what I mean? Yeah. Right now, it's going like that. So what do you think about that?
Like an era without physical games?
Yeah.
No, that would be trash. Like, okay, I will be honest. I was kind of like that with like games. I was like, if I don't have them physically, I don't buy them. That's it. I would never buy digitally. Not even on the Wii U. I would never do it. But then the Switch came out. Yeah. And I started traveling a lot, and I was forced to buy
it's more
some
convenient.
games on the eShop.
It's understandable. Yeah.
Especially because when I was a kid, when I was traveling once, they stole like a bag I had with cartridges for my Nintendo DS. And ever since I was like, I'm never buying cartridges again. Yeah. It was a lot of games. It was like at least 20 of them. But ever since I was like, no, if I can do it digitally, I will do it, right?
Yeah.
So when I bought my first game like that on the Switch, I was like, this is kind of good. Like, it gets addicting, you know?
Yeah, it is.
And then my next game, I also bought it on the eShop,
Yeah.
and the third, the fourth, and so on and so forth. But I will also say that whenever I see games on like a GameStop, for example,
Yeah.
when I see them there physically, I'm like, I kind of want to have the box, you know? Like for 3D All-Stars when it came out for the Switch, I bought it online, but then I was also like, I kind of want the box.
So you bought it again?
No.
Oh,
No.
oh my God! Okay, then what the heck?
No, but
Oh, you did have a little regret. You know,
I did. Yeah, I was like, but I can see like people not buying them physically anymore. But I also cannot see a world where it's all digital for video games, at least. It's like, I don't know. It's like what you're saying, right? It's like having the box. It has some value, you know.
I mean, yeah, it's a physical representation of something that you enjoyed, you know. Instead of, oh look, they just downloaded it and that's it, and no value at all. Like, if anything, it'll make you lose money, or the physical ones will actually make you make money if you're into that, you know, or reselling and stuff like that. Oh, what do you think, Skyjay?
For me, actually, like the same opinion. I don't think a world with no physical games. I don't see it. I don't want that world. No. But in my opinion, I think it's. I really buy digital games for the same reason. Sometimes you need to travel, and it's really heavy to be keeping every game you want to go with. But I buy the game like depending its purpose. To be honest, like for example, I don't want to take a Mario Kart into a digital version because you normally play Mario Kart with your friends.
Yes.
So you get it in the digital version, you're gonna leave it like there. You're gonna erase it, and when you want to play with your friends, you need to upload it again or download it again. Sorry. But like for other games, like I don't know, Breath of the Wild, that is a solo game. You want to keep it in your Switch every time. So I buy physical games like Smash Bros, Mario Kart. Maybe those multiplayer games are gonna be there. But on the digital games, I buy the solo games or the ones that I'm most likely to play alone.
So you mix it up here and there, like depending on how you wanna.
I try, and sometimes it just depends on. Even if it's like a multiplayer game, if I really want the game, I just buy the digital because I want to play like at 11 on the day that it's gonna be the release, instead of just going to the store and have to wait like one more day or 2 days.
I mean, it's more convenient overall. It is. I mean, I get why, and they started doing that with the PS5s and Xbox. They did a digital version, physical version.
Yeah.
They're starting, like I'm telling you, they're starting to do something.
Yeah.
And they can't go just like digital. No.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a lot of angry fans or whatever. They're doing it little by little. I'm saying that it might happen, maybe not soon, but maybe like 20 years, 30 years, maybe in the future, something like that. But you know, if you ever feel like, oh, I want to buy this game for the, you know, whatever Fire Emblem or look this up, that you feel like, oh, I want this physical. I feel like I recommend, you know, buying the physical for those kinds of games that you really care for the physical version.
Yeah.
You know, and not just, you know, don't feel like I just want to get it now here de voila. Like sometimes you could just wait and get physical, and then it'll what's it called? It'll feel better later on, like you having, you know, your games. These are my games. No one can take this away. If they ever stop a niche shop or look at that, like you would always have your physical games. You know. The other thing that I want to talk about was I saw a video that you posted. It was about video games are more than a game, and you explained about the esports aspect of the video games, right? And how it is now, and people still not. I feel like not a lot of people think that right now, but they still think that, you know, video games are dumb or they're just a game or stuff like that. But you explained. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So it's just like, I don't know. Whenever like some people go into my chat, this is why that video came out.
Oh, okay.
It's because there was one guy who was like, "Hey, Maister, I'm gonna go to college tomorrow, and I'm gonna go to like a club of mine over there in school. How do I explain them that I play a kids game as a competition?" And I was like, "Well, why do you have to put it that way? You can just say, I play an esport. I compete in a tournament with over 3,000 people instead of saying, hey, I play a kids game.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, Nintendo is known for being more family friendly, not necessarily for kids, right? But, like, at least more family friendly.
I mean, that's what they're putting up front, yeah.
Yeah. So, I understand why you think about it that way, but it's also like, you're never gonna get out of that stereotype if you keep on saying it, if you keep on putting it that way, you know?
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
You have to start visualizing it as it is, man. Like, Smash, even though it might be a kid's game, even though it might be not a kid's game, but it's a party game at the end of the day, right?
Okay.
Even if it's a party game, you gotta also acknowledge the fact that, like, Nintendo has put at least some effort into making it a little bit more competitive with patches, with balancing the game, with all of the features that they added, like turning off stage hazards, adding a lot of other legal stages. Like, they have actually tried to appeal to both audiences. So, is it a party game? Yes. Is it only a party game? No. And that's the thing right there, you know? And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. I also feel like a lot of people don't understand that with esports and video games, people don't understand how there's multiple ways to, like, you know, make a living out of it. Because people every time you go like, oh yeah, I make a living out of video games, they go like, oh, so you compete. And it's like, no. And they go, oh, so you make games. Or, sorry, you make videos about games. And they're like, no. They're like, then what do you do? It's like, bro, you can be a lot of things. In Smash, I don't know, right?
Yeah.
But in other esports, you can be a commentator, you can be an analyst, you can be a coach, you can be even a tournament organizer. Like I said, I don't know about Smash. But in other esports, you definitely can. You know,
other more known, bigger events. I mean, games. Yeah, I know what you mean. So I wanted to add a little bit more into that. So before, gaming was like niche. It was really small. Now it's one of the biggest franchises out there, right? But basically, you know, back then, I'm much older than y'all. I'm 31, or about to turn, or already 32. My bad. So back then, when I was at school, like if you like video games or anime, obviously, you would consider a geek or whatever. Weirdo. Now, so I was like, okay, well, you know, for the there was times where like I did care what people said, but after that, after a while, I was like, you know what, fuck that, I don't care, right? I have to show what I love. This is what I like, you know. So basically, that's what I was trying to add to your conversation, where it's more of a video game because of that aspect. Like back then, there was no esports, right? There was no esports. It was just video games, and that's it. Yeah. These games back then, they did more than just a video game. It was like, you know, you had trouble at school, at home, or at work, whatever the case. You go play those games, especially story-driven games. You know, and you go into that world. You enter that world that you can't be in real life. An example. Yeah. You enter the vision of these developers, these creators, and you know, these characters or whatever, and you just feel like, you know, everything around you is just, you don't worry about anything that's around you. You just focus on the game. That's what it was back then. That's why a lot of people were, you know, they thought, oh, it's just for kids, or if you play video games, you're stupid, whatever.
And it's like really funny too, because like I did have to deal with some of that as well when I was in high school. I never cared about it, to be honest. I really never cared. Yeah. Like, I would bring my 3DS to school and I would play in between classes, or even during classes when I was done with my tasks. I would play in class with my friends, because I also have friends that brought their 3DS to class, right? And some people in the hallway would be like laughing, or they would be like, what the fuck are they doing? Why are they wasting their time playing right now? They could be, I don't know, eating, socializing, and it's like, I mean, I do socialize, because I did make a lot of friends in high school. I did talk to a lot of people in high school too.
Yeah.
But it's like, they see you play video games, and then they immediately assume, like what you were saying, right? Oh, he's a geek, he doesn't know how to socialize, blah, 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 right? It's just so funny, like, seeing the transition between that to nowadays. Because, like, nowadays, I post on my Facebook, which is a bit more personal, right? I have, like I said, my friends from high school,
family,
yeah, like, don't get me wrong, some of them,
I got friends.
no, like, don't get me wrong, some of those friends are actually my friends, but majority of them are just people who you would add on Facebook.
Yeah, basically.
Just because they were on your class or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, it's just so funny, especially friends from, like, middle school, who, like, would be like, why the fuck do you play video games? And now when I post, like, oh, I did so well at this tournament, and I just had a guy contact me, he was like, oh, man, can you share my friend's Twitch? He's like playing now. It's like, oh, now it's not weird, huh?
No,
And I was like, now it's not weird, huh? Now you want me to share your friend's Twitch? Nah, no, of course not, dude. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. Why would I do it? I don't even reply to them. I just open the message and go like, oh, funny. All right.
Yeah. What about you, Scott? Do you have any?
Yeah, same. When I was like really a kid, the same. Like I used to bring my DS and I was just playing, and people used to think like I was not able to socialize, or I was just like with that one friend that you have that also has a DS, DS, and you play with him. Like that transition happened to me on my high school because for some mixed reason, I mentioned that I had like this Yu-Gi-Oh deck.
Okay.
Like the OG's one where it was just the 3 gods and that's all.
Yeah.
And another friend just told me like, hey, I have one, and then one day we both brought that to the school, and instead of like having people saying, hey, what are you doing or stuff, like even like not the entire classroom but great part of it was really interested in what we were doing, like even if they don't understand because like they were not into the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. Yeah. They were like asking, oh, what happened here? Or what is going on? Like,
yeah, they're really interested.
Like, we had like certain public, and even with us, like, okay, this years ago, having a Yu-Gi-Oh deck was like, hey, you're a geek, you're a weird, and now it's people getting interested into it. The same stuff with anime. Like, if you watch anime, you are watching just Japanese cartoons.
Basically, yeah.
And now it's like you can talk in high school or with your friends in university about like, hey, did you see Arcane? Did you see Edge Runners? Did you see etc. etc. And they're all like, oh my god, Edge Runners? I end that in the same night.
It's like Attack on Titan. Everyone all of a sudden got into it.
It's just like a show now.
Yeah, yeah.
People are talking about shows. They talk about anime like nothing. Shit, back then.
You would get bullied for that. Yeah.
You watch Dragon Ball?
The hell?
Yeah, you watch Pokemon? I remember Pokemon specifically.
Yeah.
You watch Pokemon? What the fuck? And right now it's like, oh, you watch Pokemon? What's your favorite Pokemon? It's like, oh, really?
Do you think I should?
Really? That's what's gonna be now.
So, I want to say something about Pokemon. For me, I like Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
But there was one time when, I was enjoying the games or whatever, and I play a lot of RPGs, but I only played Pokemon in that, how it's different where you capture, Pokemon or whatever. So I never played a game like that, only Pokemon. And then a game came out that was called Ni no Kuni and also Persona. These games are similar to Pokemon, right? And they ruined Pokemon for me. I mean, like, dude, I was playing these games and I was like, wait, this is incredible, story, characters, like the mechanics of capturing, the same Pokemon mechanics, just done, in my opinion, better,
deeper.
Yeah, deeper, like stuff like that. And I was like, I went to I think Sun and Moon or something like that. Mm-hmm. That shit ruined it bad. Like, I was like, what am I doing? Yeah, it was bad.
Horrible.
It was bad. And I was like, man, this is a waste of money, big time.
And it's probably the Pokemon game that also turned me away from Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it has incineroar, guys.
Wow.
I mean, something good have to come out of it.
I guess, yeah. But like these, I see these new games coming out, like RCAs and all that, and it kind of interests me a little bit, but then it goes back to like this company can make like one of the top games ever. Like, I'm talking about Final Fantasy, like all this stuff, and they settle for the minimum to get more. They're still gonna make profit no matter what. So that's the thing. Like, I see Square Enix taking out all these games, especially this year. They're taking out a lot of games, right? And are they making money? Most of them probably not. You know what I mean? Like, maybe even-ish or whatever. But mostly for like they do it for the players. Like, oh, we're gonna take out this. We're gonna add this Persona. That's another one where they put in. You could tell they put in their time. And in Pokemon, especially like these new games, like Arceus and or the Sword and Shield, I didn't feel that where they put the love and care into. No, I didn't feel that. No. I'm playing Xenoblade right now. And I see the world, right? Because everyone's like, "Oh, it's a Switch." No, it's not. That's, dude. I see Xenoblade, and I see the world they built, right? In a Switch game, and I'm like, this is not because of the Switch. It's not. And it sucks because like I like Pokemon, but I'm disappointed at what they've done, And I feel like maybe they don't care, or maybe they need to find another developer to help doing it. I don't know, man. But so far, that's how I feel. Like I feel mixed in the Pokemon universe, you know. And talking about the Switch, I feel like right now, you know, I have the PS5, a PC, whatever. I feel like the Switch is becoming one of my favorite consoles. Cause, dude, I hacked it, right? And then I saw a library. I was like, what? They have a lot of like third-party games, like Skyrim and also, and then all the like the Nintendo games that everyone thinks Mario, Zelda, you know, Metroid, whatever. That's it, dude. It has a lot.
It's a world.
It's a lot, and I was like, and you could play it on the go. No, that's it. Like,
Yeah.
and then I bought the OLED. Oh man, it looks better than my
Amazing.
TV.
Yeah.
It looks, dude. And I'm like, what? Like, I've been playing that, and I have my PS5 here, and I rarely use it now. You know, I'm waiting for a game to come out, whatever. But like, most of it, like, I'm just playing. If it's on a Switch, I'll probably get it for the Switch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, I don't know. I feel like people are sleeping on the Switch, to be honest. Like, really, really much.
I think they just stayed with the 2019 Switch moments where it was not the best thing that you could buy. Because there was the PS5, the Xbox One S Series or X Series, I don't know.
Yeah.
In those days were like, okay, Switch is clearly not the best console.
Yeah.
But they
I
just
mean, clearly not. Yeah.
but they stayed with that, and then the Switch
mindset
just,
there, yeah.
The Switch, even if it was greater every time,
Yeah.
not only as a console as it's video against the rivalry, but I really think like the same as you. Like right now, it has a lot of things to offer. I don't know if they're gonna put another console in some years, like something like
Hopefully.
Switch Deluxe or something like that, or just a brand new console.
Yeah.
But I think at this point, Switch is just amazing. It has a lot of things to offer. You just need to actually be open to watch everything that the Switch can be. Not only like, as you said, Mario, Metroid, and Zelda. Like you really need to see like every other games that may not be as famous as these last three games, but they can offer a lot, and they have really the dev support or the we really want to make a whole new thing about these games for you guys to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But you need to give the game the opportunity, and those games are normally on the Switch.
Yeah. They made games from the past, like the retro games, I don't know if y'all know Grandia. They did it, Grandia HD. They did Live Alive recently. Like they did a lot of remakes, and for like people that played on PS1 and N64, whatever, remakes and remasters, and only on the Switch. Like, you know what I mean? And people don't see that. I have a cousin that he has a really, really badass PC, and for the story games, he's playing on the Switch. Like that's how. You know what I mean? Like he's always playing on the Switch, and I'm like, dude, you have a PC, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, like it's just, because it's like, dude, I could play anywhere. Like I could take it anywhere, wherever I want. Like that's one thing that sold me.
It's like a dump.
Yeah, basically. I mean, honestly, like I don't know, man. People are sleeping on it. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. You know, just a little bit of gaming stuff that I felt, you know, that I want to show people what gaming is, not just, you know, Smash, not just esports, not just it's a lot like these, especially like now in this era, video game is big, but mostly it's like shooters. But then I see the other aspect, like the story games that came out, like Horizon, and RPGs, like all these incredible stories that people are not paying attention to, you know. But hopefully, you know, in the future we'll have more people try out these games. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Thanks for joining.